everyone, Tom here, Battle Rap Resume. Here we're back again with yet another episode of, yet another guest. We're going through the history of this thing we all love, the notable names, the huge stars, the sport. What continues for you as you keep getting into battle rap is just, finding new people that you enjoy, moving on to new plateaus, and, today is no different. So please follow the show at Battle Rap Resume. The Patreon is always there if you want to help support, you want to get access to, dedicated feed where you can download all the Battle Rap Resume episodes straight to your phone that are, weeks, months before they come out, including this one. Patreon's there. Send me an email, battleresume@gmail.com. iTunes, also leave us a review, please. But, I just want to get into today's guest, really. Gizmo, was there ever some confusion with you and the other Gizmo? There seems to be an overlap.
Yeah, man. First of all, what's happening, Tom?
Oh, so good to have you on, man. Good to have you on, man.
What a start that was, man. Come on. Yeah, it's good to be here, man. Yeah, there was. Basically, obviously, when I first started doing this, basically, I was doing it before Jump Off, but Jump Off was like my main platform that I jumped on. And I wasn't even aware. Like I was doing this before I was a fan of it. If you know what I mean. Sure. So it was like some people are fans first, and then they want to test the waters and jump in. But I was like doing this, and then I became a fan later. Like even after the Jump Off days, I became a fan, and then it got brought to my attention, like way after, that there was another guy called Gizmo. Mm-hmm. And and then I didn't even know about a verse tracker. I didn't understand all that sort of stuff. Views on YouTube and like that sort of thing. It wasn't something I was following. Like I was just doing it because I like doing it. You know what I mean? And that obviously came to my attention. So since I've come back, sort of thing, after having a break, I've sort of like cut the mo out. Yeah. And as far as I'm aware, he's not even active anymore in the battling thing. So
don't think so. No. Rum committee full time, I think at the moment. Yeah.
Right.
And
that's what I've heard.
Pointing it out both as something interestingly trivial, and for people who might be expecting the other Gizmo. So I don't want to disappoint them. This is a different Gizmo.
Sorry to those that are disappointed.
Of course, no, man. It's been such a joy going back through these battles because get into it in depth. But broadly, what I would convey to your style is it has this just electric sort of venom to it. You seem to attack people from all angles and have a real palpable anger when you deliver it.
No, I just like fucking going at people, Tom. Man, that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the I mean I've changed my style quite a bit since I've come back. I think I don't think a lot of people would disagree that I've got a fair bit better than the days of just like shouting at people. I've changed my technique a little bit more and stuff like that, but I do have a very personal, direct approach. And that's just the way I like going at it.
And how did it start for you then? Like, let's talk about writing, rapping. Like, what was the introduction?
Well, I was always like, I was rapping first, like before the battle thing ever came about, and we used to like battling for us was like in the estate sort of thing. You'd battle other people and stuff like that. You'd go places and like you'd be at house parties and be like, these people rap, and it's like, our boy Giz rap. So then I'd be like, it'd be like battling people like that. Then I ended up in Clapham at some event called Get Down with a few friends, and they used to do performances and stuff there. And then at the end of the night, they'd do like pick a name out of the hat, and you'd have like freestyle battles. And the first night I was there, I kind of just jumped in. My first battle was 5 Star Firms. He's another guy from Gift Gab. Yeah, you know who that is. Oh yeah. Yeah, he was my first battle. I ended up battling like DK there a couple of times. And she's obviously crazy, man. DK's we need her back, man. And a few others like.
Were these filmed?
Yeah, they're filmed, but they wouldn't be on your radar because it's not a big channel. Do you know what I mean? So but big up Paper Chasers. We've got Paper Chasers, Chatter B and Creeper. They're now doing Paper Chasers Inc. They're doing like a tattoo thing. They've gone in a whole different direction. But yeah, that's where it started. And then that's where I met Snoop. 558. He used to be like a judge over there and stuff. And then then that was it. And then I did Jump Off after that. And then I got back in contact with Snoop, who said he was going to be starting his own league. And would I be interested in jumping in? And so after Jump Off, it was that, and it was Gifted a Gab. And but yeah, all this time here, I wasn't like a Don't Flop fan. I wasn't like a fan of anything. I'd seen that, a couple of smack battles and stuff like that. Wasn't even like King of the Dot. And then I kind of got into it afterwards. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I kind of become a fan afterwards. I was kind of like late on that sort of thing, and then like I was going back and watching old sort of footage. I mean, I think the first Don't Flop battle I ever watched was like Tenchu versus Big Cannon, man.
Oh my god, crazy.
Yeah, because I'm a big Tenchu fan with everything, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the freestyle. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. I got a lot of time for that, and so yeah, that was it. That was it, man. The rest is history now.
And who were the early influences? Who were the guys that you looked up to when you were starting to battle rap?
Well, I wasn't really. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't really actually
Wasn't
looking
anyone.
up to.
There wasn't.
No,
like
I was not like obviously like on the jump off thing. Obviously, you know, you have like it was Professor Green, and it's like, and I know Skinny Man anyway from like,
man,
we're from the same area. So
who battled Press One early on?
Right, Skinny was battling in the park like, in Tufnell. You know what I mean? I see Skinny all the time, just like so. Skinny was always a big, you know what I mean? He was always a big influence to me in that way. Like Skinny would just sit there and freestyle for hours. You know what I mean? And like. I was like a big fan of that, like just being able to just sit there and just things that are going on around you, just throw them in. Like, and then after that, you know, like I'm a big fan of like guys like now, like in the culture now. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm a big fan of like your Geminis and obviously Tony D's and Shotties and do you know what I mean? Even like Rivers and like the guys like Dialect and guys that are doing it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I saw you at Premier Battles, right? I mean, you're a big fan of this thing.
I am. It's just I'm now like I've got more time. Like life gets in the way a lot, and now like you know my life out of it has got a lot more settled. So I've got a lot more time for it now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I can give it a lot more. Yeah. So like yeah, Premier Battles obviously I had to come support Rivers, man. Support the boy, and yeah, it was good going down there and just seeing it all, man.
Was that a controversial decision for you? His loss to Yunnan?
It was, but obviously me speaking on it, people are just going to be like, oh, you know, you're biased. But it's not even that because I'm a big Yunnan fan as well. Like, you know, Yunnan's a monster. And I just thought Rivers. I don't know. Like, I just feel like the judging thing. I'm not saying anything about Danny Jack because if I'm being honest,
leave Danny Jack out of this.
No. Listen, Danny knows. He knows already, and
right.
I'm a big fan of Dan. Like what he does for the scene. Like, but what I'm saying is that Code Red bar. If a guy came at my league like that, I'd fucking vote against him as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The whole thing was a little bit. I don't know. I just felt like Yunnan, his performance was on point, but I just don't think his bars were like the Yunnan, like you know, like. You know, Yunnan's a beast, but I just don't think that. Even Yunnan told Rivers he thought he had it. So,
yeah,
you know, and obviously, like, you know, there's a lot of people saying, but obviously, Tox and you know the Technote boys, they're gonna say that because they work for Premier Battles too, you know. Yeah. So they're not gonna say that the judging was off, but it is what it is, and Rivers is gonna move on, and he's got, you know what I mean, he's got 2nd of June. Coming up, and I'm sure
Rivers, he was so good against Yunnan though. He can't take that away from him.
I mean, Tom, what do you think? Do you think the judging was right?
I maybe need to rewatch it. I saw it live there, but yeah, I remember being more impressed by Rivers' presence. I thought Yunnan was, I don't know, not as focused in places, but still really effective. And you know, they definitely subscribe to the network.
Yeah, definitely. All the battles were good on the night, man. Like Quill versus Raptor, man.
Lease versus Locksmith, man.
Lease versus Locksmith was more than anyone ever expected. Like that was. The aggression in it was mad, like. Locksmith really took it there.
So let's get into the first battle on cam. Yes. Technically, you're versing Joker Starr here.
See, you're a little less of a star, more of a joke. I've seen a couple of your battles and all you do is choke. If I was you, I'd do a Gary Speed, man. I'll hand you the rope. I'm bringing an end to this geezer. I love his mum going down, you know, like Talisa.
God.
On Jump Off, this is 2012, week 6 of 15. These were real gauntlets, weren't they, of battle rap, these freestyle things?
Yeah, I mean, you know what, again, I was jumping into Jump Off. I didn't really even know, do you know what I mean? All I knew was, before I got signed up for it, like my friend actually signed me up for it, man. He was the one that really pushed me to do it. I'd been there a couple of times and stuff and seen it all happening. And then he really pushed me to jump in, and so that was it. And then it was like I got Joker Starr. I never even had a clue about what Starr was in the scene. You know what I mean? Like obviously I've seen Joker Starr since the battle, and he knows I got a lot of respect for him, man. I fuck with him heavy. But on the day, it was just like, I just had to disrespect this guy. I just really had to, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, but Jump Off's a horrible place. It's a horrible place.
Yeah, it's vile. The crap. I mean, they boo Joker Starr pretty much immediately in his first. He asks sincerely, "How are you going to boo the god?"
I know, and
it's tragic.
And it's a good fucking question, man. I mean, obviously, to me, I was, I got lost in the moment, man. I mean,
you fuck him up in the first. I think the whole can't even call himself a has-been. His mom going down like Chalisa, which is dynamite in that room, like.
Well, yeah, especially at the time. Obviously, you watch it now, it's real dated, like, but...
Yeah.
I just, and to be honest, I was really, like, I was nervous, man. I don't know if it come off on camera, like, I don't, but I was mad nervous. The room was packed. And, and that was it. My main objective was to just rip his head off, innit? And, like, obviously the crowd got behind me, they didn't get behind him. And that couldn't happen anywhere else, do you know what I mean? Like, no other platform could I battle Joker Starr and he get that reaction.
Yep.
It's because you're in front of like there's loads of people in there. Like it was packed, and they're not battle rap fans. Like people go to Jump Off, they're not like, well, I mean, like the main amount of them would not be battle rap fans. A lot of them are females that are going there because there's celebrities in there, and then the guys that are going there for the females. Do you know what I mean? So like they're not really there they don't want to hear multis, they don't want to hear they just want, do you know what I'm saying? They just want, that's what they want. They want that school playground type, just go at him sort of shit. Like, and I just kind of got that was what it was going to be. And I think Joker thought he was going to just, like out rap me. But yeah. And that's history, man. I mean, like I say, that couldn't, like, he's a legend, man. Like, like, and him having his own team on Premier Battles actually shows what a legend he is, like. So it's like, and that couldn't happen. I've seen him since, and we spoke about it, and I've told him, like, look, that couldn't happen anywhere else, and I'm aware of that, like, and you know what I mean, and like, I'm sure he doesn't, have sleepless nights over it anymore.
No, but still, man, don't downplay it. You beat him well. You won the room. You knew how to write for the Jump Off crowd, for that arena, as you say, that Coliseum. And I haven't seen too many of these Jump Off battles. So give me a short synopsis of Chalk. How did that go down?
I can't even, you know what?
I get they blend into one, I guess.
I can't even, you know what? When it comes to the Jump Off battle, I can't even watch the Jump Off battles back, Tom. Like, it's painful stuff, man. Like, it's like the Chalk, it was kind of a blur to me, because that was right after the Joker Starr one, right? That was like, because I went on to the next. I went on to the next, and then it was like, and then my mind was a blur still from just what happened with the Joker Starr battle. So rather than thinking about, because obviously I didn't know I was going to get Chalk next, because he then battled somebody else or whatever, and then we'd go through to battle Tenchu, I think it was.
Yep. And
rather than thinking, right, I'm going to be battling this guy next, possibly, and thinking of bars and stuff, I was too busy celebrating the victory on Joker Starr, you know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
So then it was like, right, GIZ, you're up against Chalk. And I was like, fuck. Right, let me just jump up. And it was just pure freeing and not very well from what I remember. So yeah, that was that. And then that was that until the next event.
Which was Pedro. Who
was that the next one?
Yeah. I watched this just before we went on. Actually, quite a short battle, and it's really good quality Pedro, 2012 Pedro, and I think he wins pretty convincingly.
Very convincingly, man. Like, again, I wasn't even meant to battle that night. I was just in the crowd, and then they had Pedro, and I think the guy that was meant to be coming dropped out or something. Right. So actually, what happened was they was trying to get somebody to jump up on stage against Pedro. And it ended up being that Charlie Sloth called up me and DK to the stage, and we ended up having a freeway. Sorry, that sounds a bit naughty, but we ended up. Anyway, it was me, DK, and Pedro, and it was all three of us. And then it was like someone had to get knocked out, so then the crowd decided who was going to go out. DK got taken out, and then it was just me and Pedro left. And what can I say? Pedro's his own little, you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Yeah, like
he's gonna shag your hair, he says.
Is that what he says? I thought, like, there was a lot of crazy shit said. I in fact I battled Podge Dwyer in Ireland in in December just gone.
Oh.
He actually reminded me of some questionable stuff I said to Pedro too. So I think that's just best forgotten, that one, if I'm being honest. Like, certain things should be voted. Like,
yeah. Well, it's still out there if people want to go back and watch
control, man. Jump off, content control. Yeah.
You battled Dots also. You battled Adam the Rapper on Jump Off.
I did. Yeah, I did battle. Yeah, I did. I did.
Some big names.
Yeah, definitely. But again, I wasn't aware of these names much, man. Like at the time, you know, like so.
Right.
To me, it was just. I think it was better to actually be like that. You know, like in some ways, like now that wouldn't work because now I write. So it's like I don't just like. Well, Jump Off, I wasn't actually writing. I was thinking of bars and then just putting them, you know, like, and then freestyling. Whereas like now it's a whole different thing. Like I've got personals on people. I've got angles I'm writing and stuff like that. So again, like the Dots one was kind of crazy from what I remember. Like they made us do an extra round and that, because they couldn't decide. But Adam the Rapper, I think he just clearly took the win on that one, from what I remember.
And moving then to Gift to the Gab, how did this start? You getting involved with the league? Because I mean, you battled a lot. Probably one of the most proficient battlers on the league.
Yeah, I think at one stage I was, and then after obviously I took a break for a while. So I think like, you know, a few people came in and then they took over that sort of like. But basically, Snoop was at the place Get Down that I was talking about before, in Clapham, and he was a judge over there with MC Sparks. I don't know if you know from the Garage days. Rest in peace him. And basically, I met Snoop at Get Down, and then he was in Jump Off one night when I performed. And he came up to me in the smoking area and we was chatting and he was like, look, I'm starting my own thing. He said, like, I got a group of MCs from like South and stuff, but none of them have really got like a name from this, you know, like from doing their thing, like sort of thing. So he's like, well, obviously you've been doing it at Jump Off and sort of thing. Would you come down and battle that? So I was like, definitely. I said, listen, so, you know, we sorted that out. And then, he said, look, got a first event thing coming up. I want you to go against one guy called Rivers. So I was like, all right, cool. He's like, you got any battles I can watch? He was like, no, he ain't got any battles. He's never battled before. He's got like one track on YouTube sort of thing. But he's good. Everyone says he's good. So I was like, all right, fair enough. I was like, I'm going to come and freestyle anyway. So fuck it there, like we'll do it.
I came from Essex all the way down south. He's got balls on his hat, but they're usually in his mouth.
And then that was it, man. We was in the pits, which is like, you're in a big estate in Stockwell, man, and you go down to the car park, and you just just real gully like that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's got a beautiful atmosphere to it, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks great on cam, this battle. Love the look of this battle.
What's that to me and Rivers? Yeah, like it's just gully like, and again, Rivers was just like, do you know what I mean? Who'd have known, man, that Rivers would end up being, you know what I mean? What he's up to now. He's
a boss, but I mean, I had him on the show actually for an episode a little while ago. Great episode. Shout out to Rivers. Definitely everyone check that out. And we discussed this battle, and if I remember correctly, he was pretty brutal with himself, you know. And it's fair to say that he's a bit floundery in this battle. I mean, all respect to Rivers, he's an awesome battler, but I think you just sort of style on him with experience in this one.
Yeah, like of course, but that, you know, that's what I was meant to do. Like, do you know what I mean? I was supposed to do that. And it's not taking the L that counts. It's what you do after the L. Like, do you know what I mean? So with him, I mean, after the battle, I was telling everyone. I think there's an actual post battle interview thing that they did, and I actually said like, watch out for this guy. Like, I didn't outbar Rivers as such. Like I outstyled on him. Like I just, you know what I mean? I showed him what stage presence is, like what it means to, like, do you know what I mean? Take full control of the other person, no matter what they're saying. And obviously I was flipping certain stuff on him that was getting the reactions as well. So like, and then that's really it. Like, but you know, that was then, and like that, if you put me and Rivers together on the stage now, it's going to be a whole different kind of battle. Do you know what I mean? So we both changed a lot since then. And obviously he's changed like in a big way, and he's getting the recognition he deserves now with the Premier battles and stuff.
He's full of aggression in this one as well. You know, straight
Yeah.
up into his face. A lot of punched under his skin. You know, Rivers moist bastard, and just barking on him. Really, he said he's got a white boy's nose.
Oh, did I say that?
You did say that.
Okay, no. Yeah, whatever that is. Yeah.
And you do a flip where you sort of he does a lot of like Rivers just speaks a lot about you sucking cock, like that's his main sort of material, it seems.
Not true for the record.
No, and lots of weight stuff as well, and you know how awful you are. And then you kind of flip it and you're like, why are you touching me? I thought I was fat and ugly.
Yeah, I remember that being yeah.
Awesome.
Again, like that's what I'm saying. I was flipping stuff on him, like where, do you know what I mean? And yeah, I was getting under him. I could tell I was bothering him. Do you know what I mean? And there's an actual bit where I think, you know, we stopped rhyming and we're actually like looking like we're about to kick off. And yeah, man, like what can I say? And that's just Gab history there. Do you know what I mean? And for Rivers, like I spoke to him, like obviously I speak to Rivers like a fair bit, and you know he always says like that was the change. That was what changed him. That was the turning point for him. He thought I can never let that happen again, and he hasn't. Do you know what I mean? Whether or not he's taken L since, he hasn't taken an L like that.
No.
So, yeah. So he took that experience and turned it into something great. Been on fire since.
And what was the next battle for this after? Was it Ace Boogie?
No, the next one I did like a couple other little ones, man, but they weren't great. Like the thing with this is like it was like I was turning up to it's like I won't jump into it, but like, it's like I say to Templar in the battle I just have a Templar. I said like I've taken battles I shouldn't have, trying to keep myself in this league. Like when I say that to him, it was like I was turning up to Gab, wasn't even like meant to battle, or if I was meant to battle, someone might no show or something, and I was just getting thrown in with somebody else. And the thing was after the Rivers battle, like there was people like gunning, they wanted to battle me. They were prepping bars for me. Do you know what I mean?
Who like?
So basically, like for instance, my next battle after Rivers was Port Piff. Port Piff, again, another guy that's never battled. He showed interest in battling me. I've turned up to battle some other guy. The other guy can't come. 5 minutes like before the event's about to start, Snoop's like, "Look, we go against Port Piff." I'm like, I'm like, you know what? I've come. Obviously, I'm from North London. I've come to South, whatever. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Fuck it. I'm gonna just freestyle anyway. And then I just ain't put on. You know what I mean? Like I can freestyle, but I'm not like I'm no respect BA or nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not like like I can do it, but I'm not like always on my A game. Like so, a battle Port Piff, that was not a great battle. Like win or lose, it was to me. Sometimes it's a win or lose to the league as well. Do you know what I mean? If you're putting every battle up, sometimes it's not a great thing because you've got some real bad battles there. Like, and to me, the Port Piff battle was not a good battle. But my next proper battle was Ace Boogie, yeah, and that was my first ever proper written battle.
Right.
Because yeah, me and Boogie had a little bit of history anyway because I already beat him at the Get Down place on the freestyle thing, and then obviously Boogie had got a little name for himself like since then, and he's just a very well respected man anyway in South. So that was going to be the next one, and that was again like that was probably one of the first like Gift of the Gav sort of like, you know, like battles with proper like replay value in that. Because it was a mad style clash. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Yeah. No, I've watched it earlier, man.
We've all seen Ace in the crowd, rocking his little vest. Showing a little muscle like he deserves some respect. Him and his gym buddies rub baby oil on their chest. Do a few sets and then fill each other's pecs. With a black Graham Norton.
Rogueworld.com in the introduction, of course.
Yeah, of
and
course.
you know, you look at him and see he's a tragedy. I like the whole, you know, cut him open, see if he bleeds a cocktail of steroids and protein shake. And the first close is really heavy with the don't be surprised if your next kid comes out light skinned and it's better at rhyming.
Yeah.
It explodes, and you know, I like Ace Boogie as well. He has quite an interesting patience and delivery.
He does, man. Yeah, he does. He's got his own way about him, man. Yeah, definitely. No, Boogie's good, man, and he's, you know what I mean. He doesn't battle too much, which is a good thing as well, because it's like you know, when you don't see much of somebody, and then when they do come out, it's always a little bit, you know, the novelty hasn't worn off and stuff. So like, yeah, but no, the Boogie battle was my first ever written battle, and you know what I mean. And actually, the first ever battle that I could actually probably watch back without thinking, oh my god, do you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of battles a lot of my battles I just don't rewatch them. So it's like, yeah, the Boogie one was like, you know, that was a good one at the time. But again, the third round, I think I threw away, man, because of under prepping. That's always been my main thing, like since like the written battle format for me.
And what is that? Is that just a lack of discipline on your part? Or?
Yeah, well, yes, it was. Not now. Like I've got to say, since like coming back to the Mackenzie battle, I've still got 2 battles that haven't come out yet that people wouldn't have seen yet. So, and I haven't thrown away one round. Like I haven't stumbled once. Like my prepping has been on point. And I'm getting results for it. Do you know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like, yeah. So the Ace Boogie, I threw away it's always been the third round. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's always been the third round. It's just the prep. So like, that was that, and then from that it was Fura. I battled Fura after Boogie, I think.
And how did that go?
That was that was good. That was a good battle, man. But again, I kind of regret that battle because I didn't take it. I took it serious. Like I ripped for him and stuff like that. But again, the prep side of it, and Fura's a monster as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Oh yeah. Fura. Yeah. You're familiar.
Him and Rivers against Tony and Locksmith, crazy. And Fura and Rivers just as a team is crazy. But it's the way they got similarities, but are so different at the same time. And Fura's a monster, man. And me and him had a battle. But again, third round, man. I ruined the third round. I've under prepped and I freestyled a little bit, and then but I came out with a good flip on him, which was good. But then again, like it's just under prepping, man, and it's not a good look for me or the league. So that was that, man. then it was Shox. Oh man, the Shox battle, which I think was my introduction to you actually.
Oh yeah.
Am I right in saying this is the first ever UK upload to URL?
I wouldn't like to say because it's either us or Tally.
Yeah, but it's around sort of the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They were both the same time sort of thing, but I couldn't say either one. Like I couldn't say because I mean I would love to say it was us because then I would have been the first English man to spit around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? that would have been live, but I can't say either way. But either way, it was a mad achievement. Like for, you know, even just for Gab, like just for Gifted the Gab to be getting that URL thing going on. Like,
how did that happen? Do you have any idea? It's so
no,
cool.
You know what? I really don't. Like, again, after the Fura battle, I took a little bit of time out. Life got in the way again, sort of thing. And then Snoop was saying to me, "Look, I want you to battle, blah blah blah. Got Norbs here," and I was sort of like, "Who's Norbs?" And then he's like, "Norbs from URL." I was like, "Oh, URL, yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, basically, we're doing like this UK URL sort of thing. I want you to battle Shox." And I was like, right. I said, you know what? I think I see Shox's first battle on his tryout on Don't Flop. And I was like, yeah, he's nice. Right? He's good with it. Like he's nice with it. And then he battled Caps at Gifted the Gab.
Yep.
So then I was like, right, let's do it. We'll do it, whatever. Like for me, it wasn't even about the URL side of things. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I just wanted to go and do the battle, get back in it. Do you know what I mean? Every now and then, I just get the urge. Like you take a break, but then like, do you know what I mean? You get the urge to just jump back in the ring, sort of thing. And especially with Shox, because I was thinking, yeah, that would be a good sort of clash between us.
Mr. Crowd reaction, all round distraction, the main attraction. You want to clash with a titan, we'll make it happen. You can't tame a kraken. You must be chasing magic puff if you think you can slay a dragon. Don't think I'm overreacting if I walk over and slap him, but I'm on some Bronson type action. I'll leave your firstborn's bedroom looking at the aftermath of an Aztec ritual.
What did he say? The clash of the mouthy white boys or something?
Yeah. I mean, what a phenomenon Shox was. Pretty much from his first battle. I don't know if you've seen his debut against Smart Alex, but I mean,
yeah, that's what I mean. I did
pretty much from there, he was dynamite.
He's it's forced to be reckoned with. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, I think I just took my approach to the battle wrong. I think like like, I just think I went with more like sort of like personal sort of angles type thing. Do you know what I mean? Where he was just, he was on fire, man. What can I say?
Yeah.
Shox was on fire. He was. And from then, anyway, that was sort of the bit where he just blew up off that battle.
Firstborn's bedroom looking like the aftermath of an Aztec ritual, you say?
Out of order.
Jesus. What an image. One of the ones you say that makes Shox nod in firm agreement. Rip open your chest to see if you've got the minerals.
Yeah. No, I tell you, I wanted to take it to him, man. I did.
Violent shit, man. Some of them, like a lot of people probably haven't seen this battle. I think it's got about 40,000 views, but that was, which is criminal, really, on URL, which has so many subscribers.
You know what, Tom? I was not expecting much else, to be honest with you. Like,
no.
I don't read YouTube comments and stuff. I don't do that to myself, like, because I'm one of them people. Like, I would, if I was sitting there all day reading what people were saying about me and stuff. Like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't knock battlers that do it, but if people are commenting about me and stuff, I would not reply to it. Like, I'm, freedom of speech. You want to say something about me, even if you're trolling me, whatever, I'll leave you to it, sort of thing. I would not reply. So if I'm not going to reply to what you're saying and you're saying unfair things, like, what's the point of me reading it, is the way I look at it. So I don't actually read comments and stuff, but I have been told by friends of mine and stuff like that, that people weren't getting the English thing on the URL, like, do you know, like, it was like there's a like sort of a like, it's, you don't get it in King of the Dot, but you get it with URL, this whole like ignorant sort of I can't understand what they're saying type thing, and it's like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did, when I got told that the battle went on URL, like, I was shocked. I was like, yeah, what? Me and Shox is on URL, like, and then I thought to myself, oh, it's gonna get ripped. Like, the URL fans, they like what they like, innit? And it's like, they like what they like, and like, I just thought to myself, two Londoners on there, no matter how Shox's material would like, do you know what I mean? Because of his accent, just thought they're not gonna fuck with it. Like, me, a whole different thing, because I don't even have that URL sort of style, and I wasn't gonna, just because Norbs was there, I wasn't gonna start writing a whole bunch of gun bars. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not what I do. So I still came at the battle the same way that I would come at a battle, whether it was URL or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's one facet to it, that it's on URL. I get what you were saying, and the reception wasn't great. But regardless, the battle in itself, I think, is fantastic from both of you. Shox has so many good lines. The whole body for the pigs, like Bricktop. White boy with a whole lot of lip. Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger, fire.
Jesus Christ,
no,
ain't
definitely.
his name, but my MO's coming after GIZ.
Crazy.
That is one of the best name flips I've ever heard. That is incredible, that name flip.
Crazy. No, definitely. I'll take that L. I'll definitely take that L.
But I mean, it's insanely good battle. Like, one of the best Gift of the Gab battles, even though it's on URL, ever. You going a lot on his guitar playing throughout the battle.
Yeah, you know what it was like, and that was just the angle, innit? No one had, like, cause obviously I got him early, innit? So like, again, it was just an angle that I had, and I probably run with it a bit too much, because, like, thinking back in hindsight, like, obviously, like, the way that he approached the battle, the way I approached it, like, like you say, I had some angry sort of go at him bars, but then I was sort of like trying to clown him a little bit, because I knew he was like going to be so serious. Do you know what I mean? So like, my whole thing was, right, he's going to be here talking about this gun and that knife and rah, so let me just talk about his guitar for a bit. Like, do you know, that was the angle sort of thing. And that was it really. Like, that's the way it came out, and it is what it is. And Shox is a fucking animal anyway, so, and he's gone on to, you know what I mean, do great stuff.
Oh man, unbelievable shit. I mean, at the time of us recording this is before Centre versus Shox goes down at the King of the Dot Chalk Talk Empire event. Check out the face off I just had on the show with the guys. Listen, GIZ, you're gonna love it, man. Really, like, just 20 minutes of them just barking on each other, tearing chunks out of each other. Centre a little bit more restrained, Shox a bit more on the attack, but cannot wait for this battle. Pick up your tickets for this battle. What are your thoughts on that battle briefly? Who did you see?
Shox is great all day long, man.
Think?
No offense to Centre, like, I'm not trying to come at Centre in any way, but like, he's been out for a while. Like, how long? Like I couldn't even tell you how long he's been out for. And to come back and to battle Shox, like Shox has been out for a bit, but Shox has still got all that pent up anger he wants to get out after the Gemini battle, man. Like he's got like, do you know what I mean? Shox has got that, I think. Man.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be close, to be honest. Like
really?
I don't think it's gonna be close, but we'll see, man.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll see.
It's hard to predict. Definitely, it could certainly be a 3-0 either way. I think a lot of people sleep on Censor. A lot of people don't like Censor for whatever reason. I'm actually a big fan of the guy.
Maybe I'm good with that.
I like his battle style, but I appreciate it, and Shox kind of articulated a lot of those sentiments. But yeah, Shox is crazy in this battle. 2 in his top right and get this square rooted.
Yes, he's got a lot of fire,
Unbelievable. Like my TV ain't working properly. I'll slap a gizmo for displaying static.
Yeah. yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
A sort of whole American justice scheme towards the end of his second. That is like a slow it down. It's complex. It's intricate. I can't really recapture it now, but definitely go check it out. It's really impressive. Really good. And, all in all, I mean, Shox unfortunately has a little mini joke at the top of his third, which maybe detracts slightly if that sort of thing distracts for you. For me, it doesn't really. But
see, me neither. Like, because I did in my third. Like, I cut my third short as well because I think I said something and the crowd reaction really threw me off to my next line. Again, my third was under prepped, like because I'd focused on the second and first more. My third was a bit under prepped. Then I had the whole third in my head. I said a line, like I said something naughty, and the whole crowd went mad, and then it threw me off of my next bit. So rather than standing there and choking, like
is that when you were saying about sticking his hand up his pregnant girl's vagina?
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't gonna try and say it, Tom. You know what I mean? I was gonna say it's naughty stuff, but yeah. And then that was it. I just threw the third round away again. I did it. And yeah, so even though he choked in his third, that wouldn't take away from, you know what I mean? He had a crazy round.
Yeah, exceptional battle.
Crazy.
Exceptional, it's, from both you guys. And I think some of Shox's very best materials in this battle. And I think so too. I think a lot of people, haven't seen it.
So. Yeah. I think so too. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that more UK people didn't get behind, even if it wasn't, you know what I mean, for whatever reason, just didn't get behind, and Italian Fiora as well. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
I think to be on URL and to only have like 40,000, I don't know what theirs is hit or whatever, but yeah, I think like where me and Shox, I don't think a lot of people think we deserved that platform. Like I think, do you know what I mean? Shox was like new. I was always in and out. Just, you know what I mean? I was very inconsistent with like. People would be saying I haven't put in the work, sort of thing.
Right,
yeah. And where Shox was sort of new, so I think like us getting a URL plate is like, do you know what I mean? It was a bit like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? Obviously nowadays nobody would question if Shox got a URL battle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, obviously people would still be questioning me getting it, but I'm saying Shox. So like, yeah. So I think that had like a bit of a negative thing around it as well.
But all in all, as we say, people should go watch this battle. Really good material from both of you guys. The next battle was against Cloudy Soprano. I haven't actually seen this battle. How was this battle?
Don't
really?
Bother. Yeah. Again, I'm taking battles that I shouldn't have. Like, sure. It was one of them ones. Like, I think it happened. Like, I was at a Gift of the Gab event, and Cloudy beat Bracy, and he beat him quite badly. And I think I said like for love, I said to Cloudy, because Cloudy, they tried to set up me and Cloudy a couple times, and I was never doing it. And I think I said, you know what, if you beat Bracy, then fuck it, I'll battle you. And he did. So I was like, alright, fair enough. And then I said to Snoop, like, oh look, I'll do a 1 round. I'll make it a 1 rounder. I'll go 1 round with him. And even that, I just came and I still he didn't win. He didn't win, but at the same time, I think it was just a loss for the league. Like again, like I turned up, I was unprepped, I had some bars, and I still think I spoke to him. Like I had, I was asking him some serious questions about, you know what I mean? We were both like originals in the Gab, and like the stuff that I've done compared to stuff he's done. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like what's the point in what you're doing, sort of thing. And then I had some other things to clear up with some other battler, Salas. So I was talking to Salas like during my round, sort of thing. So I wasn't even coming at Cloudy the whole time. And like I say, it's just not a great battle again. Like it's like just not great compared to like But again, Cloudy, his round went on for like 5 minutes. He's not saying much. I don't know if you're familiar with Cloudy, like.
Yeah.
You are, yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. You don't know what kind of Cloudy you're gonna get. And a lot of his bars were just like random and didn't make much sense. So yeah, that was that. And then after that I took some time out. I had stuff like, you know, like personal life happening, stuff like that. I lost like a very close friend of mine, like, who was always around me as well. All the time at jump off and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, my close friend Tanai. So he passed away. I took some time out and stuff, and then life got a bit easier. And then that was it. I had more time, and I was like, right, me and Snoop had already talked about me versus Mackenzie. That was already meant to be going down, but didn't go down for certain reasons. And then Snoop came to me and said, look, got this event. You and Mackenzie were meant to be going at it like a while back. Are you still interested in that? And that was going to be a URL card as well. But then there was issues with some of them coming over. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's happened a few times, hasn't it? Where they've supposed to came over for events, but unfortunately couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, I don't know, I stay out of all that sort of thing, but I think there's a lot of politics about it, like, you know.
Gluezy was supposed to come, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, Gluezy and who was meant to battle Shox?
I can't remember now, but yeah.
No, me neither. But yeah, anyway, and then Drugs was meant to come and battle Templar. Whatever.
Drugs, man, yeah, that would be great.
I think that's the case anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
But yeah, and then that was it. And then, so yeah, it ended up being me, Mackenzie, Maverick, and iKid on the card. And someone else, I can't remember, you know, like my memory's terrible. But yeah, that was it. And then me and Mackenzie put on, man. We put on. Have you seen that battle?
I have seen that battle. And, you know, you kick off starting by apologising for Cloudy. You know, you talk about the mom jokes. And you mentioned this a lot. Mackenzie's ex beating him up, apparently.
Yeah, it's just an angle, man. Like, yeah, it was an angle, innit? Like, so, like, yeah. Like,
okay.
Again, it was an angle that I heard, like, you know, that he was in a he was a victim of a violent relationship. I don't condone any sort of domestic violence, by the way.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I was just having a laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
it's battle rap. It's all good. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's not be sensitive. But again, Mackenzie's a fucking problem, man. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
And me having a break and then coming back to Mackenzie was like, do you know what I mean? Like, my main thing was like, right, boom, make sure I got all my rounds prepped. I got whatever. Again, I got to put on a performance, like, because he can, like, you know what I mean? He can put on, like, so just go there, give it the big one, and just have it out of him, sort of thing.
Yeah, Mackenzie's crazy. Like,
yeah, of course,
so
man,
slept on, brilliant.
Yeah,
battler.
That battle alone is slept on, man. Like,
unfairly,
I mean,
544 views. Is that
it? Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, yeah, and I think we both put on, man. Like, a lot of people, I spoke to a lot of people about it, and like, from what I'm hearing, like, it's like a lot of people saying like it's debatable. Like, he got the first round, I got the second, and it's preference on the third. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. What did you think of it, like?
Oh yeah, I thought
you can be honest.
I thought he had some good stuff. I think in the first, especially seeing you winning this is a no-brainer. Him walking home 500 miles, Proclaimer was, you know, fire. But I think Mackenzie's just, he hits you with such a barrage of lines so quickly. You know, he goes from really all angles. Yeah. Seeing Gremlins, Gizmo ain't really a monster. He's just wet.
Yeah, I thought that was alright.
Yeah.
But he had better bars. He had some crazy shit.
Stand by Me, See a Body in the Stream.
That's been done a few times though.
Has that been done? Okay, I've not heard that.
That's been. I think Charlie Clitz, or someone else done. Okay. But anyway, regardless of that, he had some crazy shit. Like the whole I don't know what round it was when he was like about jump off became nothing but twerking competitions.
Mm-hmm.
Think about
yeah,
because there was nothing. But us when you was popping on it or something like that was a crazy bar.
Yeah.
Mackenzie is mad. Like Mackenzie is crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to him in Terminal. That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah. That is going to be crazy at Chalked Out. And you have a nice Toy Story scheme in the second for you. Cowboy pulling strings and, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Toy Story bars, again, are done to death, but still, I think everyone fucking loves Toy Story.
I'm not even aware of that, so yeah. I apologise for that. But I bet they're not as good as mine, though. It's
a great contest between both of you. And it's good, you know, despite all the cancellation on the day, we still got some really good battles, including this one. So there was one final battle then, you versus Templar. Is that the final one?
Well, no, basically I've done one in between Templar and Mackenzie. I battled Podge Dwyer at Rapper's Fall.
Of course you did, yeah. Rapper's Fall, as ever, Rory's holding on to those battles dearly.
Oh, mate, I'm telling you, I just thought Podge Dwyer was paying him to vote that.
Wow.
But with the amount of other battles that are thingy that ain't coming out in it, I'm pretty sure it will see the light of day on YouTube. It is on the pay-per-view on Verse Tracker. They got like a few events on there now, and they got some fire battles there waiting to come out. But yeah, I took the easy 3-0 against Podge. And the vibe over there in Ireland, man, you got to get over there, Tom. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely need to go to one of their events. Yeah,
they got the Premier battles coming up, ain't it?
They do. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's going to be Sayo versus O'Shea, Dilate versus Tonal. Yeah, some mad shit going down. So, how was Templar then? The final battle. This just came out recently at the time of us recording.
It just come out recently, man. You're not peeped it yet, no?
Not watched it yet, no.
Yeah, I mean, I've got that 2-1.
Okay.
I got that 2-1 there. I gave him the third round. It's a good battle, man. It's a good battle. Like we both put on. I mean, he chokes a couple times, which is strange for Templar, but he just didn't have that. You don't get that normal energy from him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just kind of went in on him. Like I went in on him like no one's gone in on him yet. Like I'm basically speaking about his career and stuff, and like the fact that, do you know what I mean? Gab have been spoon feeding him. Like, do you know what I mean? Like if you think about what he had, like Tony D his third battle or something, or like fourth battle.
Oh yeah. He had Shox very early as well.
Shox was like his second battle. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then it's like except for iKid, he hasn't battled anyone on Gab. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you got to think of like when we all come up, we was all battling each other. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And we was battling Rivers, battling like Ace Boogie. He never battled like say Skeptical or any like Port Piff or anybody else. He's been going on battling tallies and all this sort of thing, and only doing one rounders. So then one rounders are always going to make it more of a debatable. So do you know what I mean? So but don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of love for Templar, man. Templar's crazy. Do you know what I mean? And he gets a lot of stick. He gets a lot, but that's his character, man. Like, do you know what I mean? He likes to troll, so he knows what he's doing. But and I battled, so that went down. That's online. You can always go and check that out, whatever. And then I battled Baylor the other last week. Baylor, are you familiar with Baylor?
Baylor, in Ireland, right?
Yeah, he came over for the Gab.
Oh right,
and,
cool.
Yeah, he came over there, man. And yeah, again, took that easy 3-0. So I've been on a little roll, Tom. Mate.
Sounds
you know
like
what I
it,
mean?
man. Sounds like it, man. Yeah,
I'm giving it the big and that. It's like I'm trying. You know what I mean? I've got a couple things coming up as well. I've got obviously hunting season. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The whole thing. Maverick put me onto the hunting season, so doing that in September.
Yeah.
I'm on the Gift of the Gab card in August. I can't really say who I'm against yet because that's not been confirmed. But yeah, I'm keeping busy, man. This is the busiest I've been. So.
Awesome, man. Yeah. No. So I want to urge people to go and check these battles out. I guess where do people follow you? Where do people find your socials, man?
Well, I'm not on Twitter and all that sort of stuff, man. I'm not really a social media guy, to be honest with you. I'm on Facebook, man. Government Gavin Mackay, like MCKIE. I'm on there, sort of thing. Just everyone go subscribe to Gift of the Gab on YouTube, and because some of the views, some of these videos, they deserve a lot more views.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
Gab doesn't get a lot of love. Like
you're right.
Yeah, for whatever reasons. And I mean, obviously Gab's quite inconsistent with uploads and stuff like that. But recently, like the uploads that have been going up, man, like do you know what I mean? There's been some fire on there.
Well, we'll close up as we always do. A few quick fire questions.
Okay.
The first question: your favourite don't flop battle?
Ooh, that's a good one, huh? Shit, that's a good one. Might be. Ooh, that is a real good one.
First one that comes to mind. What's the one that really springs out?
The first one that came to my mind is Tony D. Shotty.
Crazy.
Because they're two of my favourites.
Tony won that though, right?
Tony won that. Yeah. Tony definitely won that. But at the same time, Shotty has
crazy.
some madness. But yeah, I think Shotty lost his composure. Like,
It was more his round concepts about sort of Tony D flying around the world, not being with his kids, and then Tony's just like, I do it every once in a while.
Yeah, and like just to see Tony on that sort of like, do you know what I mean? Because that's got to be up there. That's got to be up there.
Fine.
Yeah.
What about King of the Dot?
King of the Dot. Oof. Again, man, there's so many. There's so many.
Oh my God.
There's so many. Oh man, you're really asking me there. I'm not sure. Recent. I mean, I've been watching that. The recent one, Disaster Iron Solomon was crazy recent.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
But other than that, man, they got so many. It's like they got so many.
What about URL?
URL is gonna be. I don't know. I don't really watch that much URL, you know, to be honest.
Right.
No. I don't even have a favourite URL, to be honest. Me versus Shox.
I guess finally, Gab. What's the best Gab battle? What battle do people need to watch?
Gab, people need to watch. I think Rivers versus Dialect needs more views.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Again, me versus Mackenzie needs more views. Me versus Templar, and Rivers versus Big J was crazy. You seen that?
Yes, I have seen that. That was very good. Yeah.
Yeah. And just all of them, man. Just all of them.
All right. Well, final two questions, non-battle rap related. You'll be glad to hear your favorite movie. Your favorite movie?
Ooh, my favorite movie is gonna be Pan's Labyrinth.
Wow. Okay. Bit of Gilmero.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. Yeah, I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, classic film. Such a good film. What about favourite musical artist or band that is in no way hip-hop related?
No way hip-hop. I'm a big System of a Down fan.
Oh, I love System of a Down, man. Yeah, I love them.
I'm a big System fan, man.
I'm tempted to start a fucking System of a Down podcast, definitely. Like, you know, just because there isn't one out there at the moment, and like, everything from Toxicity to Steal This Album to Hypnotize is just, oh my God.
Definitely. Man.
Unbelievable band. Yeah, good choice. Good choice. Well, you know, this has been great, man. Going through, I want to urge people to go back and check out all the battles we've mentioned, check out all of the other jump-off stuff, especially because it's quite bite-sized. So if you want just a little bit of battle rap to watch for 4 minutes or so, with your breakfast or whatever, just check that out. That'll be on there. You know, GIZ, it's been great to have you on, man.
Thanks for having me, Tom, man. Nice one.
All right, well,
keep doing what you do, bruv, man. You know, it's good for the culture, man.
I appreciate that, man. And you know, if you want to give back, I guess please follow the show at Battle Rap Resume. Get in touch with me, battleresume@gmail.com. Support on Patreon. Give back. Leave us a review if you like as well on the iTunes. But finally, GIZ, again, great to have you on, man.
Love, man. Thank you, brother.